Okay. Da-da, who? Dan double you. Let's go. Ow, wow, listen right now. Everybody knows the man that says pow. Start the show, gonna talk some toys. This is for the grown-up girls and boys making noise. Let's start the show. Talking Marvel Legends and the money that we blow. Honestly, look, there ain't no stopping me. Turtles and Joes too, let's do this properly. Need to buy more toys, don't tell my bank. Wasn't me, promise it was Hellfire Hank. Whole Who crew, look, they made me do it. If it lands in my door, then I best review it. Screw it, I don't usually boast, but I got Rich M, he's here to host. Raise a toast and raise some ducks. This isn't your average show, we're deluxe. Pow! And welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews, as always. My name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram. And it's Dan Who. Welcome to another Thursday edition of the live stream. This is episode 156 as we are now rolling into our 4th year. And I'm still here, people. I ain't going nowhere, unfortunately for you. But there is always Marvel Legend news to talk about. And that's exactly what we're doing today. We're talking Marvel Legends, the week that was, if you will, with a few little reveals and a nice little surprise as well that we're getting to. And then me and Rich are also going to sort of get nostalgic and talk about 90s cartoons. Remember the Marvel cartoons in the 90s? I certainly do. It's the reason I love collecting now. We're going to sort of reminisce about them and also talk about what could potentially be the next sort of VHS box set, as we have already had X-Men, we've had the 2-pack for Spider-Man, now plastic packaging's allowed back. Told you, Rich. Is it going to move on to something else? Are we going to do the return of the X-Men? We can talk about all of that, but you know I can't do it on my own. Here he is. It is, of course, displayed once, Rich M.
Stop touching me, Rose. Stop it. Oh, hiya, Dan. Hiya, Dan.
How
are you doing? You right?
I'm good, mate. Are you having issues?
I'm in a throuple now. I am, Dan. How are you doing?
It sounds complicated. Is she misbehaving back there?
She keeps touching people, and then, like, you know, like, it sucks all the energy out of me. It's just too much.
At least she's got her gloves on.
Go to the monorail all the time.
At least Rose got her gloves on, and at least, like, Storm can change the weather for you when you're on your way out the house. Like, the weather's not ever great here, is it?
Stay back.
Right, they look beautiful.
It's not good. No.
They look beautiful. How have you been anyway?
Good investment these were.
We'll see if anyone. No one will notice. No one will notice. It's fine.
I'm now sober 5 days. Woo.
Is that a current record as well?
Yeah, the new thing now I'm doing after, you know, getting these things in my room.
Oh, cool. Shout out Marky Moon Boots, starting us off nicely with a channel membership. Thank you very much for showing some love, my friend. And thank you to everyone who's been patient. Again, I'm always nice and on time on a Thursday. After 4 years, I was just saying to Rich, you'd think I'd be prepared and on time each week. But I've just got the Brandon curse. What can I say? Brandon just left me with a lingering curse to be late. So I'll do it in honor of him. So Brandon, if you're watching, write me a comment, all right? So, yes, talking Marvel Legend news as we do, but we also you've got the two your two mistresses behind you, I suppose. They're a nice sort of lead in to today's main topic, because we're going to get nostalgic and talk about cartoons. That should be fun, right?
Yeah, like, who doesn't love a 90s cartoon?
Honestly, I reckon we had it best. Really, really do. I know it's easy for us to say that, and every generation will probably say that, but I watch...
Oh, hang on. What's that? Oh, sorry. Brandon said 2000s cartoons. He said to remember X-Men Evolution and the other TV shows that he used to watch.
I've hung up on him by now. I'm not even listening to that guy now. He's going to get his Professor X, though. That's the thing. Little Leaf Creations as well, showing some love. Thank you very much. Let me just jump to the chat then. Let's see who's around, all right? So first of all, Mikey Moonboot showing some love. And I've just seen Little Leaf jump in with a channel membership token. There it is, peeping at the end. Hopefully Friday's alive and well. She doesn't like working on a Thursday, but hopefully she pops up. You'll also notice there is a poll. Please get involved with the poll. We will come back to that. We'll allude to that in a minute when we talk about the Marvel Legends news. But let me scroll up, see who's about, and then I'll get into the housekeeping. So I can see Cloud, Big Will. Please go and subscribe to Big Will's Pixels and Plastic channel. He's starting to put a few videos out. He also put up a collection sort of video of his Hall of Armor, which is very impressive, handmade as well. Jellyfigs, Paul McCarthy. Tac Tac, it's Tac Tac's birthday. Can we get a happy birthday, Mark Tac Tac, in the chat, please? Can we get some, like, birthday emojis? It is Mark Tac Tac, the co-host of Joes and Juice. It is his birthday today. 23 years old, and he doesn't look a day over. Can we have a little happy birthday to Mark, please, Rich? You've got a beautiful voice.
He's the king of army building, so I'm gonna get singing. Happy birthday to you, Tac Tac. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a good one and lots of presents for you. I think to rhyme with that. So there we go.
Doesn't need to rhyme. Doesn't need to rhyme. It was heartfelt. I loved it. Right, let me scroll back up. Who else is there? So Mark Tac Tac, there's the birthday ball. He's gonna screen that. He's gonna clip that and put it in a video on his channel now. That's gonna be his intro. Chica Monkey Kiara, Retro Vintage, Jamie Gitchard, Disemboweled Action Figures, Super Turk 5000 says evening all. Jason Lopez, the retweeting king. Greg Finstad is dropping some ducks because you know we like ducks. I put ducks on the intro of the song. Did that still play? Is the intro still playing for people? I hope so. Hopefully it weren't muted. Who else we got? There you go. People are saying happy birthday to Mark. There you go. CJ Hesh, Bring Toys to Work says hi all. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. We got Adam Moran. He says I loved the Hulk cartoon. I'm not surprised. Have you seen the man's Hulk collection? He's got a whole Detox shelf with Hulks. Here's the one guy as well, apart from MCU Collector, that brought the re-released Ragnarok Hulk. It was those two. They were the two purchases. It was MCU Collector to review it and Adam Batman Moran.
I bet I know what he hasn't got though.
What's he not got?
A She-Hulk. I bet he hasn't got a She-Hulk.
Probably hasn't. He probably hasn't. He'd probably want a She-Hulk stand like yourself. Are they available in She-Hulk form?
There's a Spider-Man and a Captain America and a Thor. There's lots of it. You could get Kerry Katona, and I don't know. He stopped myself. The drunk Rich didn't control himself. He stopped to Kerry Katona.
Retro Vintage has caught that membership from Little Leaf Creation. So Little Leaf Creation, thank you so much. That's Pete showing some love. So Retro Vintage, if you're in the chat, he said thank you to Little Leaf. With the very heartfelt emojis. Go now, if you're a channel member, right, and you get that channel membership and you've never been a channel member before, then please go and check out the channel member content on the channel. There is like 4+ episodes of Inner Circle, which are like, you don't even need, you can watch them anytime because we don't really talk about toy news. We just talk about nonsense and play games. So if you want some background noise and you've never been a channel member before, go and watch the Inner Circle. The playlist is now available to you. Go and check it out. And if you want to get involved, then just up that membership and get involved. Kurt K, Jason Lopez, there you go. He was happy birthday. Who else? We got 16 Shooter. I have to show these off every time I see Trevor. Trevor, I did it. He knows. He's seen already, but they're right here next to me, so I cannot not do it. Trevor, I did it. I said it way back in 2021. I said I would do it, and I did. I did it. I haven't opened them yet. I'm thinking, should I do a review? Maybe, but I did it, Trevor. Mainly because of you and Cloud, not gonna lie. It's basically Trevor and Cloud's major influence on those ones. Mini Plastic Multiverse is also in the chat. Mark Rose, your boy's got toys. He says, whoop, whoop, pull over. That Dan is too fat. Thank you very much. I think that's the 90s slang there. Right, let's California Red Devil also says, what's up, guys? How you doing, California Red Devil? How are you doing? Right, let me do the housekeeping. Go and check out all of these other shows on the channel. Legends of Liquor every other Sunday. Turtles and Sea with me and Super Turk 5000. And Joes and Juice with Tom, Mini Plastic Multiverse. And the birthday boy himself, Mark Tac Tac, Toys with Film. Make sure you go and subscribe to him. We got to get into 1,000. That would be a great birthday present, wouldn't it? Go and subscribe to his channel. I'll try and get the link up in the chat for you to do exactly that. But yes, please go and watch all the long form content on the channel. I appreciate you. Super chats are also there. Anything over £4 or $4 Friday. Will hopefully read it out loud. Well, I haven't heard her voice yet, so hopefully she's working. Someone wants to test it out. I'll be very grateful. Anything over £4 or $4, it will interrupt me and Rich, and your comment will forever live in YouTube replay history, and also goes towards helping the channel. Thank you so much. You want to go one step further, you hit that join button, and there are now multiple tiers to do so as well. For a long time, it was showing some love and members club, but I've added a few extra perks that people are enjoying, and they can enjoy even today. because that's right, Dan Who Extra, the live after show where you can literally be a guest on the after show, is happening now every single week. Me and Rich will end this after 90 minutes, and then for the last half an hour we will go over to Dan Who Extra. So you have to be a channel member at the Who Crew Deluxe tier, and you get that as a bonus show. Opportunity to jump on stream live every week and talk toys with the channel community. Much appreciated. So let's just get into some toy news then, Rich. There has been some Marvel Legend news, thankfully for us. Otherwise, we would have had to clamour. And to be fair, you're always very good at getting the topics, so we would have been absolutely fine. But it is nice to have some actual news to talk about. Dan Yoon teased it last week, said that we would have a pre-order by the end of the week. And I think they purposely do the pre-order and reveal before a Thursday because they know we need to talk about it. So we appreciate that, Dan Yoon. We appreciate that. We know why. But it was, of course...
number one Legend stream in Aberystwyth we are.
Do you know what? I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I've heard it. I heard the rumours in Coventry too. I might not be though. I'd have to double check, but it could be. Could be. But it was, of course, the Marvel Legends Shield Agent Trooper and Hydra Trooper 2-pack. So we've seen these figures revealed at San Diego Comic-Con without any details of where they're going to go. So of course we all speculated maybe they're single packs back to the army builders on Hasbro Pulse. But then a lot of us guessed correctly that they're probably in a 2-pack together. That would make the most sense, and that's exactly what they have done. So it's a Shield Agent and a Hydra on the new Shriek body. Do we still say new Shriek body? Is she new anymore since the Black Widow body is now available? We should just take it to Shriek body now rather than a new Shriek body, right?
Yeah, the Shriek body.
Yeah, okay. So
that
Shriek
old,
body.
Old Shriek body.
Oh, that old Shriek body.
Natasha's the new one now, isn't she?
Yeah, that old Shriek body. With the
not that one again.
She is pinless though, and she does have double jointed elbows, which is very useful when females need to hold weaponry. So it's in this plastic-free packaging box with the 2 logos on the front, and then it gets 13 glorious accessories, as they say. But it is a lot of reissues with the weapons and hands. But we do get some new heads, which are very interesting. So if I skim through some pictures here, you get 3 alternative heads as well as the standard helmet, and then like the Hydra sort of mask helmet-ish. So 5 heads in total. The 3 unmasked female heads you can mix between Hydra or Shield, which is a nice touch. So it's definitely a trooper pack. This is what we like to see. Plenty of options for play, display, and that's exactly what we get here. So Rich, you're a connoisseur of the female action figure. So while the chat are actually voting in the poll, which is there right now, people, don't be shy. It says, do you want Marvel Legends? Do you like the Marvel Legends Shield and Hydra 2-pack? Yes, I love it. Need more than one? It's okay. We'll probs pick one. It's fine, but I don't need it. And then trash, skip, next. All right, you've got 4 options. Let me know. What do you think, Rich? What do you think?
I think this is quite a good pack, and what pushed me over the edge of this one is that if you're in the UK right now, it is in stock. It's not even got to wait for shipping. It is in stock, so we'll probably ship tomorrow.
That is
UK people,
correct.
If you want to army build everything, you can do it now. I mean, the shield body we've had before with Maria Hill. So again, I wish they had done like something different with that, like just done like some kind of changes or something. Because at least like with Quake, she had those like different gauntlets on, so it kind of like changes it a bit. Whereas this is just exactly the same as that Maria Hill figure. So again, but I know I'm happy with the heads. The heads are the good thing. At least you can like build it out for different heads with your shield agent to go with those 2. But the Hydra agent looks cool. I said before, I can't think of any female Hydra agents. But, you know, equality for all and all that. So this is like a good one. And I really like the heads as well. I think that like blonde head like could fit like Sharon Carter. Absolutely. And it'd be interesting to see if it fits onto like other things. Like if you could put that on the Monet body, you could make like a Kit Bash husk quite easily, I think, as well. So it'd be interesting to see where they go. And again, like, you know, it's always good to have more heads, isn't it?
Well, unlike the Maria Hill and Quake, the difference is they've actually not painted the neck on this trooper. So the multiple skin tones will fit on it, because on this it was the sort of Caucasian neck. So that's the only difference that I can spot, and that's me like being super nitpicky. Both of them still only have the Shield logo on one side, it seems. But again, for just a standard female trooper, double jointed, pinless, I'm happy with it. And it's one of them where you don't have to buy it. Like, this is for the people that want to army build. Like, that's a niche of this collecting hobby as it is. So if you don't want it, absolutely fine, pass on by. But if you do want it, it's there and you've got options. And yes, absolutely, I think that is going to be my Sharon Carter in my collection. How can it not be? I might even put that head on the white body. But saying that white body is like well outdated and shit. Where is she? She's on my collection somewhere. Here we go. So this is officially Agent 13 Sharon Carter. So that head sculpt on screen is undoubtedly better than this one, right? Absolutely. So
yeah.
Maybe just for display purposes, I might put that on this body, and that can be my Sharon Carter. But like Rich said, I don't think they're meant to be anyone in particular. They're just there to give you options. Obviously, they can hold their helmets as well. Now we know why we didn't get on with Shriek and not with Shriek, sorry, with Maria Hill and Quake. But I quite like the Hydra one as well. We haven't had a female Hydra soldier ever in the Marvel Legends line, I don't think. And she looks pretty nice. She looks pretty menacing, with the little bog eyes there. But yeah, she looks pretty good. And army building is a big deal in the collecting hobby as well. Like, the birthday boy Mike Tac himself, he knows about this. Like, if he was still on the Marvel Legends army building hype, he would have loved this 2-pack. And also, you can, like, you're building both armies in one set as well, which is a nice touch. So, yeah, I will try and track down a few of these at some point and add to my armies. I still say though that the male ones, I know this is asking for much, but I still think the male ones need an update, Rich. Do you not think? Bucky cap, a little bit gangly, a bit loose in parts, can't really put their arms natural.
Well, I gotta be honest, when they showed the female Hydra agent, first of all, I assumed it was going to be with like an updated male Hydra agent, especially with Bob being in that 2-pack with Deadpool. I thought, it's going to be an army building 2-pack of Hydra agent. So I wasn't expecting to see that Maria Hill body again. So yeah, I mean, the male bodies could also definitely do with an update. Like those Shield agents, 100% could use an update of everything. And then again, you can use them for like Nick Fury Jr. There's loads of different characters. You can then, like, you could do like that. Do a Nick Fury Jr. like swap head pack. And then next year, then you can do another 2-pack with two male Shield and Hydra agents in it.
Well, Mini Plastic Multiverse there in the chat. Where is it? There in the chat. He says, isn't Sharon Carter rumoured for a 3-pack with Fury and Dum Dum Duggan? I added a Duggan next year. I don't know. Is it? Who is your source, Tom? Is it Rectangular? Is it Todd? I don't know. Is it, Rich? Do you know about that?
I think it was on David Display's Model Behaviour's leaked legends list that he got off Facebook.
He does live in Japan now, so he's probably talking with the factories. You never know.
No, it was on Facebook. It was off of the list that was on Facebook. All the Facebook group posted it.
Okay. Well, leaks are meant to happen, maybe so, but it's still a leak until we hear about it. I wouldn't be mad at that though. I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm fine with that. I do like filling out the ranks. So, do you actually have any of the male ones, or are you just gonna have a female army?
No, I don't have any of them. I know I do. No, I have, because I've got that Nick Fury one. So yeah, I have got one.
It's alright. Nick Fury can lead them into battle. Not that women need to be led by a male. I'm not saying that. All right, I'm gonna backtrack on that conversation.
Don't start, Tango. Punch me.
No, sorry. But there you go. So there is this week's Marvel Legend news pre-order. And like Rich said, if anyone missed it, these are available in stock right now on Hasbro Pulse. So if I do a review of these, I guarantee you, Rich, people are going to message me going, Hasbro hooked you up. How did you get these so early? Even though they are clearly available to the whole country right now. That's the type of stuff I will still get in my review. Like, these have just been revealed. How did you get them so quick? From Hasbro Pulse. Via Rich M. But there you go. There they are. So you can order free in stock right now. Do you actually like that model, Rich, where it's revealed, it goes up for pre-order, and then it's there. Done. You can buy it straight away. Would you rather that in life than a pre-order a year in advance or something like that?
I think it's better for them because, like, like I bought 2 of these now. Whereas like if this was like coming out in October, by October I might have like, oh, there might be something else I want. I might have cancelled the order by then, or got down to 1. But because I've like I've bought 2 straight away, and it's charged me straight away. So there's no going back now, really, is there?
Yeah.
Unless I get a Hawkeye Sky Cycle, you never know.
Maybe you'll get 2. Mark Tack. Oh, okay, yes. He says David displays leaky behaviour. That's where that leak... Again, like Rich said, he got it from a Facebook group. There's leakers all over the place. Who knows if it's real or not? Unless it comes out...
He's so funny, that David, and he's just so funny.
Unless it comes out of Todd's mouth, I don't believe anything. Unless it comes out of Mr. Rectangler's mouth, that man is proven... He has a proven track record now. So, yeah, we'll see what... We'll wait for Todd's video at the end of the year, or the start of the year, wherever it is. It's coming. You know it's coming. He's got eyes and ears everywhere, that man. So yeah, I prefer that model as well, Rich, and I completely agree. Like if these were just the pre-order, I would have probably put a pre-order in, like you said, for a couple, because I don't have to worry about it. It doesn't even charge you until they ship. So you just make a pre-order, you don't worry about it. And then as toy game is, they come quick and fast. You have to cancel something. Army builders are usually the first to get the chop, unfortunately. So yeah, by the time these came out, we probably like cancelled them or whatever. So yeah, there you go. So they're in stock right now. If you're in the UK, you can purchase them. And yes.
But it is a Pulse exclusive is the only bad thing. So it's kind of like, have Pulse ordered enough to keep this in stock for a while, or is it going to go like those X-Men figures all went within like a couple of hours? So fingers crossed that they have ordered enough in this time.
Yeah, that is an annoying thing about Pulse, because people will go, I would like that, but I don't have the money right now, for example, because it was only revealed 2 days ago. So people may wait, but then it may be sold out in a week, and then it's a Pulse exclusive, then you can't get it anywhere. Like, I'd love to buy some more scrolls at my leisure, but I can't because the scrolls are sold out. How many people would like to add a Hellfire Hank to their crew? You can't. It's sold out. So
no, I don't think anyone wants a Hellfire Hank.
Everyone does. Have you not seen this?
The
aftermarket price of the Hellfire Goon has went up because of this channel. I'm just saying, and I'm not getting a penny from Hasbro either.
He'd be coming out next year with a saxophone now. Then you'll know it's your influence.
If the next Hellfire Goon comes out of a saxophone, we know they're watching. They're watching. I don't. For the record, I'll give them full permission. I stole mine from Lisa Simpson in the World of Springfield. All right, you're welcome to do the same. All right. Let's see what the chat are saying. Chat, what are you saying? Do you like this set or not? I've already got a poll up. The poll currently reads 39%.
What's that song?
What song?
Sorry, go on.
39% say it's fine. Just don't need it. 5% say trash. Skip next. 30% say it's okay, props will pick up one. And 25% say yes, love it, need more than one. So to be fair, only 5% are saying that it's not for them. Everyone else is like, thinks it's fine for what it is. And so do I. So yeah, I'll do a review. I'll do plenty of head swaps. I'll make it happen. And there you go. Thanks to Doom Customs. I can just go and buy one.
$50. Ordered 3. Love these army builders.
Doom Customs.
Look really nice.
This man keeps a smile on his face, honestly. Thank you so much, Doom Customs. Much appreciated. This man is absolutely amazing. He says he ordered 3. Love these army builders. Head sculpts look really nice. I seen his comment on my little news video just before I went live, and which leads me into our little Marvel Legend pickups for the week. If you'll indulge me, Rich, as this arrived.
These are mine.
But they're your pickups. Yeah. Did you not go for Peter Parker?
No, I can give a shit about Peter Parker.
We're on a stream that's going to talk about 90s cartoons, Rich. Come on. This is my
I bought Mary Jane, I bought Aunt May. That was my 90s, Dan. Aunt May and Mary Jane, that's all I need.
Oh my god, right. Here they are. Peter Parker, by the way, people. Go and check out my review. See for yourself. But this, honestly, Rich, right? I know it's just a guy in a shirt. I know it is. I may even cosplay like this at MCM. I'm tempted. Find me a blue shirt and I'll do it. But this is instantly one of my favorite action figures. I know, like, I'm not talking. I don't give a shit about articulation, how many accessories, the price point. I don't give a shit about any of that. For me, like, this embodies everything I love about Spider-Man, the animated series, and the reason I love Marvel now. So, like, this is an embodiment of my nostalgia in physical form, and I think it's been executed so well. This is the toy I wanted, Rich, when I was a kid. Do you know the Spider-Man in the old pack, the Peter Parker? Obviously, the likeness ain't all that. We've had a retro Peter Parker. He's on the wall up there somewhere. That likeness is nothing like Peter Parker from the animated show. Where this is it. Go and check out my review, people. You can get a better look. But honestly, people, I'm so happy. And again, I'm talking from a fanboy Spider-Man animated series biased. I'm very self-aware of that.
No wonder Toy Biz went bust, Dan. All the time they spent doing those like web spinners, the super splashers, the vampire wars, and all you wanted was Peter Parker in a shirt and trousers with some trainers on. That's all you needed in life.
They just never wanted to ask 9-year-old Dan or how old it was. I do have the Water Wars one, thanks to you though, Rich. Thank you very much. Did they do a Spider-Man Water Wars?
Splash
Maybe I had
things
it.
or something.
I remember having like the Carnage in Venom with like the crab hands, and there was a water one as well. I definitely had some of the gimmicky. I had more of the Spider-Man toys than I did the X-Men ones as a kid. But there you go. So this is it.
They're bringing them back for the little figures.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, boys got toes.
Your boys got toys.
$5.
Your boys got toes.
Rich, can you lift your hands above your shoulders and do a pinchy twisty motion with your fingers?
Oh, okay. So your boy's got toes. Don't know who that is. Could be your boy's got toys, but you never know. The man does have a foot fetish. He says, Rich, can you lift your hands above your shoulders and do a pinchy twisty motion with your fingers? There you go. Little
That's
twist. Little twist.
Wrong. There we go.
That's what he wants. Look, he's paid for it. I'll give you that $5. That's yours. She's definitely going to touch you now.
She's going to get me
She's
after
definitely
this,
going to get you now. Definitely going to get you now.
She ain't happy.
But yeah, no, honestly, look, and then obviously Smythe is packed in. Smythe is fine. Don't get me wrong, very nice. But for me, I was just very happy with Peter. But Smythe, completely pinless. Really like this guy. I'd love him in human form in his wheelchair as well. But I don't think that's very likely. But I'd buy it. I'm just saying. But there he is. People like Jay in his video, in his review, would have preferred the glowy sort of yellow eyes, which is accurate to the show, of course. But that's one change I don't mind, just me personally. But I guess the whited out, yellow out eyes would be more accurate. But he is in more than one episode, and I do think there are scenes with his pupils. So I don't mind the sense of humanity in him. That's what I said in my review, trying to sound clever. But I guess yellowed out eyes would have made more sense. But there you go. Both of them really nice. Is it my favourite set? I don't know. Hang on, I've got an image of all the sets here. Let's see if I can find it.
You know, I haven't got Aunt May in there of it, so it can't be Dan, can it?
It's true. I do love Aunt May. Not going to lie. I did my review, so I know I made a picture of all 4 sets. We can have a little recap on these 4 sets real quick. As that's it. They said 4 sets. We've got the 4 sets now. Now, what's next? And that's what today's conversation is all going to be about. There it is. Right, let me throw it up. Let me go back to that, get rid of that, and there it is. So there's the 4 sets. So I'm curious. The chat can get involved and let me know as well. The poll should have probably been this, to be fair. Smash my back doors in.
Smash my back doors in donated $4.99. Did you order your cheap as chips turtle lair?
Did you order your cheap as chips turtle lair? We will briefly discuss the turtle lair at the end, but no, I did not. And I think we all have a lot to say about that cheap as chips turtle layers. And cheap isn't a word I would put anywhere near the turtle layer. Either, but smash my back doors in.
You need to do that. You know that Blue Peter thing. You need to do it. You need to do
now
it
I need to do one, don't I?
Where you make your own. Show people how they can make their own lair for like 20 pence in a yogurt pot.
Watch the last episode of Legend of Liquor where Rich introduced us to the Blue Peter turtle layer. If you're not from the UK, you won't get the Blue Peter reference, but it's like in its most simplest form. It's a kids show that had an arts and crafts section, and they made like Tracy Island, the Batcave. Do the Americans have Thunderbirds? Did the Americans have?
Yeah,
did they know?
Thunderbirds.
Okay, so Tracy Island.
It was a
Thunderbirds.
movie.
Okay, I'm just checking. The Batcave and the turtle layer. So if you want to see that highly detailed, definitely not scummy, definitely cleaned and washed yogurt pot. Go and check Legends of Liquor out. But
I think me and you are like really lagging between each other, so I think people are going to think that we'd be like really rude to each other and cutting each other off. But I think we kind of like out of sync a bit.
Okay, that's fine.
There's a bit of a lag between us, right?
Do you want to jump out and in? Because I can't. Cause I'm alive.
Do you want me to try that again?
Yeah, jump out and in.
I'll try that again.
All right, sound. I'll just back to me for a second. Right, I'll go back to the chat. I do have those images up, so maybe I'll change the poll to this. But this is what I was alluding to. I was going to ask the question. Which is the best set out of the 4 that happened? I genuinely, I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? I think for the set that had the 2 new figures in was Peter, Smythe, and Doc Ock and Aunt May. As Doc Ock was the bendy wires animated, where we've had Green Goblin and we've had Carnage. Do you know? So those sets I think get excluded straight away. That's where my head's at. Let's see if that made a difference for Rich. Did that make a difference? Am I laggy?
I can hear you now. Is that better?
Maybe. We shall continue.
There's less of a gap between us. I can hear you. There we go. There you go.
So basically what I was saying, Rich, I was saying that sort of the Green Goblin and the Carnage sort of are excluded from the conversation, as they basically had the 2 repacks in it with Carnage and Goblin, where the other 2 sets actually had some new tooling. And maybe that's where some of the sacrifice went. If there was, again, we don't know anything that goes on behind the scenes, but if there was a budget for these 4 sets, then maybe that's why we got reuse in 2 of them, so they could give us newly tooled parts in the other ones. Again, we don't know, maybe speculation. But if I had to pick one of these sets, it might be Peter Parker. As much as I love Aunt May, I'm just so happy to have Peter Parker. But then Doc Ock, and we haven't got Doc Ock. You decide, Rich. You decide. Which is it?
It's Aunt May and Doc Ock.
Yeah, I think it is. No, I think it is. Subjectively, I think it is, because Doc Ock.
Didn't the Spider-Man set though? Didn't it have like pinless symbiote Spider-Man? Wasn't it the first pinless symbiote Spider-Man?
Yeah, it was the 60th anniversary body for Spider-Man, or the Renew Your Vows. No, 60th. Yeah, 60th anniversary pinless 60th. Spider-Man. Yeah. But I haven't got that set. So I borrowed that for a review. From Neil, shout out Neil, but I haven't got it. But now I feel like I need to backtrack just to get the bloody box. Does anyone want to send me the box? Just so I've got all 4 boxes. Now maybe I do need Carnage. He's more accurate. I don't know. Has there been a sale yet? Maybe I'll get it on sale. It was on sale during the last Pulse sale, wasn't it? But I didn't bother then either.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll backtrack. But yeah, chat. What do you think? You let us know before we get into our 90s tune topic. Out of these 4 sets.
Do a poll.
Actually, yeah, I'll close this poll. Fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. I'll close this poll. Right. I'm closing the poll. Right. So the winner of the current poll, and we will get into our main topic in a second, people. Our main topic, just as a little tease. Where is it? I've got a picture. It's nostalgia. We're about to talk about 90s cartoons, all right? So if you remember any one of them, we're going to discuss. So that's what our conversation can be about. But before we do that, I'm just going to end this. And the poll has won 36% against 31. It's okay. We'll probs by 1. It's fine. Don't need it. So there you go. Average ratings on that one, I think. But there you go. Poll has been ended. And now I'm going to start the poll up again for these 4.
Yeah, but 66% of people said they would buy either 1 or 2. So
yeah, no, it's positive. No, it's more. It's literally only 5% said that it's trash. 7% said it's trash. Everyone else wants it in some sense. 36% said it's fine. 30% said it's okay, and 25% say they love it more than 1.
That 7% is your boys got toys and your girls got Lego because they didn't show feet. If they'd have shown a foot, if they'd been swappable feet, we would have had 0% of that.
They're a big fan of Bagman Spider-Man because of that reason. Right. I'm going to do this poll. Do you want to mention the chat while I do this real quick? I will try and do it quickly. So just if anyone's saying anything of relevance, you know, if anyone's saying anything interesting, which
Doom Customs says even Doom Customs can't afford the turtle layer. Our Thunderbirds come with sick ass leather jackets and a pack of cigarettes. Says your boys got toys. There we go. Isn't that the T-Bird? Oh, the T-Birds, were they Thunderbirds from Greece? Maybe that's what that means, I think.
What? I have no idea.
T-Birds with Thunderbird. We said about America's not with Thunderbirds. I think he was on about the T-Birds because they had like leather jackets and stuff.
Is that what they were called? Not a clue. Not a clue. Wasn't raised in the 50s.
T-Birds.
Maybe.
Greece wasn't from the 50s though. It was like
set in the 50s.
Oh yeah, I suppose. Okay. Ultimate Carney says, "Hello, Dan and Rich. Been a while since I've been here live. Hope you are both doing well."
Hello. Hello.
Paul McCarthy says he is a big Spidey fan, but he has none of these.
Interesting.
Not that big a Spidey fan then. And Ashaholic used his channel membership to say the best retro Spidey pack could be the Chameleon. Oh yeah. Keep watching, Ashaholic. Oh, Jay's Toy Collection put, here's an interesting comment. Thanks, Jay. Thanks for that interesting comment.
That was
very brilliant.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I am intrigued. Thank you very much, Jay. Insightful.
Oh, Cloud's not well, so she's going. Hope you feel better soon, Cloud.
Feel better, Clouds. Rest up. The replay is always there. If you want some background noise, we're there.
So the IDW Shredder figure, huh? That's Jason Lopez's contribution for interesting comments.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Cracking job.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Look, honestly, it's hard. People don't know this streaming malarkey's hard. I'm writing a poll. Why controlling Streamlabs? Why I'm live on YouTube? It's very confusing. Who was the fourth one? Mary Jane. No, that's the third one. Mary Jane and Green Goblin. And then the last one was Peter Parker and I can't spell Smythe. Oh no, there's an S and an M in there.
YTHE.
There you go. Yep, yeah, there you go. Done. Who? Which? There you go. Now the poll can decide for themselves. Right, the new poll is live. You can let me know. We will come back to it, but we shall waste no more time. All right, so vote in the poll if you are live here right now. Let us know. And if you're not here live and you're here watching on the replay and you can't contribute to the live chat, don't worry. Let us know your favourite Spider-Man VHS set in the comments of the video. All right, always contribute. Much appreciated. But we are going to go and talk about some nostalgic 90s cartoons. Now, Rich, I say me and Rich, let's be honest. Rich has put together some most wanted, I guess is a word, but potential concepts for what we could get for versus sort of 2-packs for next year, okay? So that sort of most wanted list is coming. But I thought before we get into that, we could have a quick trip down memory lane, a quick discussion. This is what Doom Customs can't afford a turtle layer. He's giving me his money.
Donated $50. Handsome Dan, but got to say Rich is looking exceptional handsome. Maybe it's his backup crew.
It's true. Doing Customs, far too kind. Thank you so much. Honestly, if you want a turtle layer, stop giving me your money and go and buy one. Honestly, no. But thank you so much. This keeping the lights on in the channel, much appreciated. Some very generous people out there, and you are 100% up there. He says, handsome Dan. He's trying to butter me up as well. See, how can I not like this man? How can I not like him? But he says, gotta say, Rich is looking exceptional, handsome. Maybe it's his backup crew.
I thought it's because it's like I've been to the barber's day. I thought it would be like that. Look at me.
Do look trim.
Thanks.
Did you go in and go a bit off the
top? Cheeky bastard. Yeah.
My mate's got he's completely bald as well, and they track that joke to him every time he goes to the barbers. He obviously goes for a beard trim, and every time he sits down, they go, "What are we doing today?"
Then they
go, "What are we doing today?"
Like, "Oh, I'm not." Oh, I'll have spikes. Well, like, come on.
I'll have a number 2 on top, please. You know, what the fuck? Come on. The joke's played out. But you do look great, Rich. You do look great. And so did the backup. They do look very good. Are they staying there? They just live there now in your room?
Yeah, they're just glad that they didn't make a Jubilee, or there would be 10 Jubilees behind me. They do these two: Cyclops, Gambit, Wolverine, and Magneto. Look, you can get them all now.
As the weeks go on, you're just gonna get another one pop up. Like, you'll see Jean Grey just there. And
I'm not drinking. I'm giving up drinking until they sell out. All right.
In like 6 weeks' time, you'll have the whole X-Men crew, but none of us will allude to it.
And Kerry Katona in the middle. That's what it'll be.
She's the new with Cerebro on her head as well. Like, she is the new leader of the X-Men. But each week we won't mention it. We won't ever mention mention that more people are back there. We're just, yeah, that would be funny. Let's do that. Right, anyway, 90s cartoons. Now, it is no secret. I say it all the time, but I was pretty dumb as a kid, very dyslexic, couldn't read much. That's why I gravitated to cartoons and comics and such. But my dad didn't really buy me comics and stuff. They thought they were too expensive. But they did like to sit me down in front of the TV and VHS sets and stuff. That's why I love Turtles and cartoons. So cartoons are very nostalgic to me. And this is my gateway to a lot of Marvel characters. Like, as I said, I'm not going to claim to have read every single comic book, but a lot of the characters were introduced to me for the very first time during the cartoons. It wasn't until I was a little bit older, start backtracking, blah, blah, blah. But for me, these were just cartoons, and Marvel was just an animated TV studio. That's how naive I was as like a 6-year-old watching these. But Spider-Man, X-Men, my two ultimate favourites. Really, I did like Iron Man as well. I didn't watch it as much as the other two. I don't think it was on as much as the other two, to be fair. Definitely wasn't Iron Man alive and kicking, I can tell you that much. But I did see Iron Man. I've seen a bit of Fantastic Four. Never ever seen Silver Surfer. I remember Spider-Man Unlimited, but I don't remember it well. So maybe I was past watching it by then. That I think by about 2000 or maybe not. Maybe secondary school, maybe I wasn't by then. Don't remember that Avengers show at all either. So that's where my head is at, Rich. I remember X-Men, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Spider-Man. I remember Silver Surfer, just didn't watch it. And then the last two, not a clue, past me. Where do you sit? Where's your nostalgia lie with all of these shows?
I can't remember Spider-Man Unlimited, and Silver Surfer I think was on Fox Kids in the UK. I remember it being on, but I don't remember ever watching it. But I remember Avengers United They Stand, because that's where I fell in love with Tigra, because Tigra's voice actress it's the same actress as Rogue. It's the same voice actress. But they didn't bring her back for the Rescue Rangers movie, which was ridiculous. They should have brought her back.
Oh, they could have used her voice. Yeah, absolutely they should have. Yeah, so I don't...
Lenore Zan, but she's coming back for X-Men 97, so that's good.
Happy days. Yeah, so again, I'm the same as you. I remember Silver Surfer, like, I remember it existing, but I never gravitated to it, never watched it. I remember the intro to Spider-Man Unlimited, because it was some sort of alternative future of the regular Spider-Man, because that's what you can see, their logos are similar. They wanted the fans of that Spider-Man show to move on to that one, and it was like a future alternative reality or something like that. But I don't remember it.
Well, it's the same Peter Parker, and like him, Venom, and I think Carnage go to like Counter Earth. So they go to like an alternate universe where the High Evolutionary is like the big bad. So it kind of like, it does follow on into those three goals.
So it's a continuation, isn't it? In a weird way, like a sub.
It kind of is, yeah. But it's like, because it takes you to a different universe, like all the characters change. And I think Man Wolf is in it, and he J. Jonah Jameson's son, I think it is, or grandson or something. I think he's in it as well.
I was hoping a couple Berg people. Cheers to you. Is that on Disney Plus? I may watch an episode of that tonight, just to sort of...
Yeah, it's only 13. It got cancelled after one season, so Silver Surfer and Spider-Man Unlimited are both only 13 episodes.
Were there toys for Spider-Man Unlimited? There must have been, right? They only made the cartoons to sell the toys.
I think so. There was definitely Silver Surfer.
100% Silver Surfer,
that was only one season as well. So yeah, I think they must have been Spider-Man Unlimited figures.
Interesting. Well, these are all the cartoons from the 90s made from the Marvel animated studio. This is before Marvel was acquired by Disney. So here's some screenshots from the show. There's Spider-Man Unlimited down at the bottom there. There's the Avengers and some very funky outfits. I wonder if anyone that has that same sort of attachment to the Avengers that I do to Spider-Man would love these in figure form. Maybe. But it's these four up top that are most familiar to me. X-Men, Fantastic Four, Iron Man, and Spider-Man. And then I knew these ones exist, I just never seen them much at all. But they were all on Fox. I think I've seen the Hulk a little bit, maybe.
Which one had the best theme tune, Dan?
It's got... X-Men's synonymous, isn't it? But Spider-Man's up there as well. Like... It's like that for me, Spider-Man and X-Men. Because of that Spider-Man tune, I wanted to learn how to play electric guitar and speak like a robot. Spider-Man. Who else does an air guitar to that song? You have to. How can you not listen to that song and not do an air guitar? Like, I never learned any of those instruments for the record, or learned to speak like a robot, but I wanted to. What about you?
Do you know, I really like the Fantastic Four. One of the seasons of the Fantastic Four has got like a proper theme tune with like lyrics that describes like all of the Fantastic Four and what they do.
90s theme tunes are killer. Like, it's not just the Marvel stuff. there were so many theme tunes. The Turtles, Captain Planet, like so many good theme tunes in the 90s. So yeah, is Pokemon 90s? Yeah, Pokemon's 90s. Power Rangers is 90s. So look, honestly, I'm gonna make a greatest hits of 90s theme tunes and just listen to that on my iPod. That's what I'm gonna do. iPod? I'm stuck in the 90s. Shit. The reason I loved it, because it was my first sort of introduction to these worlds colliding as well. Like, some would say it was the first sort of MCU in a weird way, because the shows with the same actors, with the same would cross over. So like the Fantastic Four, Iron Man, from the respective cartoons would cross over into each other's shows. So like, as a kid, that was amazing, and like these were the seeds that were planted for what would eventually be the MCU. Of course, they were just copying what was in the comics. All this was already happening. But as a kid, you're unaware of that. You don't know. So Rich would have. I'm sure Kid Rich was well aware of all this. But me, as a naive kid with a TV, I had no clue. But let's get into it. So let's start off with, I think, a set that would be very popular if it was to be the case. And shout out Rich, by the way, here on all these graphics coming forward. So give us a hit and miss in the chat as we move around these. But real quick, we got Chris with a super chat. Thank you so much.
$5. My mind's eye for most Marvel characters is from 90s shows, but for Avengers, my mind's eye is 2000's Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes show.
Yeah, I'd say I'd agree. My mind's eye for most Marvel characters from the 90s shows. But for Avengers, my mind's eye is the 2000s Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes show. I think Brandon used to always talk about that being one of his favourite cartoons as well. So yeah, I'm sure lots of people are on the same page as you. I didn't even remember that Avengers cartoon that I just shown. So God knows what. But let's get into our first sort of most wanted, if you will. It is. So again, let me just say, as these pop up on screen, please give us a hit and miss. But these are just concepts, okay? So we're not guessing that these are going to happen. To be honest, me and Rich don't think they're going to continue the 2-pack VHS route next year. I reckon they're going to go back to retros, to be honest. But if they did...
Retros are not a thing, Dan. He's laughing, man. Come on. What are you on about?
These only exist because they couldn't do plastic, let's be honest. And they did pretty well. They got Harmony out of us for a little bit, didn't they? But take it back to retro, please.
But these are Pulse exclusives, right? So they can do it with these, because the whole thing with plastic-free packaging is that people couldn't see what they were buying in stores. People were getting like rubbish, like put in the containers. Whereas like as a Pulse exclusive, they could still stick to this, and then it would fit in with the other. And those VHS, like, they seem to have been quite well received by at least, maybe not like everyone, but at least by like the fans of those cartoons. Like, they're a bit of like nostalgia. You get that packaging, you can put it in front of the packaging, and they look nice. It looks nice as a display item.
Look, Harry Moore did an amazing job with these artwork. I love them all, very nostalgic, just a box like Rich said. And again, I'm not moaning. I'm just, because let's be honest, I've brought every single bloody one. Do you know what I mean? Virtually. So, I could see them continuing it, but all I'm saying is to people that we're not guessing. Like, these ain't our solid guesses of what's going to happen. We're just having some fun here, speculating what could be or what would be fun. So it's our concept. So we're starting off with Iron Man, and we can all agree, I think, universally, that they are two characters we need in the Marvel Legends line, full stop, period. Especially in the comic realm. If you give them this animated style, they could sort of be fudged into a comic display as long as you don't put cel shading on them. It is Mandarin and Tony Stark. Now, both of these figures came on the Iron Man retro cards back in the day, in the Toy Biz days. And we haven't had Mandarin since the face-off 2-packs in the early Hasbro days, or the end of the Toy Biz, one of those eras. Anyway, it was the shit time for Marvel Legends. So he's worthy of an update. And we haven't had a really good Tony Stark. Like, we get lots of Tony Stark head sculpts, and we've had lots of Iron Man armors recently, but we haven't had a solid, just sort of non-armored Tony Stark. So I think this would be a great set if you give us Iron Man, Mandarin, Tony Stark. I'm in. I reckon you've started off hot here, Rich. Really like this one. I want both these characters. I'd take them in comic or animated form at this point. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is an amazing set. Like, I had this classic Tony Stark in his like upgrade suit, and you could put the little pieces on.
The holes.
And like with the Iron Man, Yeah, with the Iron Man, you had all the different parts you could put on like different bits, and like Mandarin, we've never had in this look. So I think it's a much wanted one for fans of 90s cartoons as well. So to do this as like a Pulse exclusive 2-pack would be good. Obviously, we don't want a full Iron Man again because we've already had one on the retro card. So it would just be that figure repackaging. But if you did like this version of Tony Stark with like the pieces you could like piece on, that would look good.
Yeah, I'd buy a Tony Stark all day long. I don't need the gimmick. Don't get me wrong. Back in the Toy Biz days, that gimmick was fun. I remember it fondly, but I don't need it now. If you know what I mean. Like, would you want a 6-inch version with the holes all over him? Surely in 6-inch scale, they can do something else.
You could do it in just like where it like just like hooks over rather than being like holes where it just like clips on over the top like type of thing.
Yeah,
have, like,
bigger scale.
Like
they can do
like
a shell or something like that. Let me jump to the chat real quick because we've got a few mentions. So Collecting Rush says, speaking of 90s cartoons, just placed an order for Elisa and Armored Xanatos. Very, very nice. I know Rush has his hookups with the Gargoyles, and they are due any time now. So, yeah, very nice to add them to the collection. He's got an epic collection. Go and check out his Instagram. Shout out California Red Devil, who has just upgraded his channel membership to the Who Crew Deluxe. That means in half an hour's time, he will be joining us. Hopefully, he'll be joining us for the Dan Who Extra. Remember, upgrade that membership to the Who Crew Deluxe, and you can join us for the live after show straight after this one. All right, let's go back to where we were. And thank you very much to Northern Nomad. Can you have a guess what Northern Nomad said without even looking? Don't even look. What did Dave Northern Nomad said?
Something about being a sucker?
He absolutely did. He says, new 2-pack, he sucker, and she sucker, with lots of emojis. So, yes, sucker was definitely mentioned. If I had a sound effect, I'd play it for you, Northern Nomad, because I know he likes them as well, but I do not. Can you give him a sound effect?
Sucker!
There you go. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's record that, and that can be a button. We should just get a Booker T sound clip going. Can you dig it, sucker? And every time he turns up, just play it. Right. Back to where we were. All right, there we are. So I had a few hits in the chat nice and early. Doom Customs with the hits. Craig Nostalgic Collections with the hits. Disavowed Action Figures says, I love all these cartoons. Earth's Mighty of Heroes was essentially a comic book. Amazing. Your boys got toys says hits. Lady Mac says Count Duckula had the best theme song for a cartoon. 80s and 90s, I guess. I can't remember that one. Can you sing it to me, Rich? Count Duckula?
Count Duckula. Is that one there?
Not a clue. I'll have to Google it after Lady Mac. Send me a link on Twitter or Instagram. I'll check it out. Jason Lopez has hit. First, if a chicken retracts his message, so God knows what he said. Mini Plastic Multiverse says hit. Jamie says hit. Dom says Exo Squad was the best 90s cartoon. That one doesn't ring a bell either. Maybe an image would or a theme tune would, but name alone, it's not ringing any bells. Daniel S. said, after watching these shows and seeing how much they've influenced the trajectory of Marvel films, it's interesting to speculate on where they might take the MCU. Absolutely. They are making a Madam Web movie, I'm just saying. Sony are trying to mess things up, ain't they? But they've filmed a Madam Web, haven't they?
Oh, Madam Web. Oh,
they have. They've filmed it.
Oh, I know. But Dakota Johnson of all people. Oh.
Maybe Madam Web's got a red room. Interesting. First, if a chicken unretracted his message and said Batman and Gargoyles had the best themes. Two more great examples of good themes. Gargoyles is an epic theme, but I wouldn't say it's a sing-along theme, would you? It's some narrative, isn't it, that one?
Doomed Customs
again.
$50. Remember the Mandarin had a light-up hand. How do we get you to on the Hasbro Marvel development team?
I wish I knew. No, I'm definitely buying a Turtles layer now, thanks to Doom Custom. Thank you very much. Doom Customs, you legend. He says, remember the Mandarin had a light-up hand. How do we get you two on the Hasbro development team? Hasbro don't want us on the development team, do they, Rich? They wouldn't like us. They wouldn't like us because me and Rich would demand the absolute best. We'd be stretching budgets, and the people at the top would be hammering down on us going, we can't afford that. You're breaking into our profit margin. Me and Rich would be for the people. And I don't think
there'd be live streams. No, like Todd McFarlane where they won about Batman. They'd be like, that fucking Rich at Hasbro with his 10th Jubilee this year. What's he doing?
Jubilee Build-A-Figure wave. Build-A-Figure Jubilee.
What's that? The shop, the Disavow Toys always shops at. What's it called?
Halliday?
Ollie's, is it?
Ollie's. Yeah.
No, the one where you get like all the cheap figures. They would just be like rows of Jubilees, like rows and rows of Jubilees.
It's Ross or Ollie's. It's one of them. One of the discount stores in America.
Ross, yeah, maybe it might be Ross.
I do remember the Mandarin light up hand because the Mandarin actually had. Now this isn't a gimmick from the comics. I don't think it's for the cartoon where he actually had 10 rings, didn't he? Like, and each one had like his own little weird power. Yeah. So yeah, I remember these toys. Again, we've said, I've said, out of all the retro cards that needed more, Iron Man's one of them. We only got Iron Man and War Machine. Mandarin's perfect. So many caster characters appeared in that show. Just think of the amount of Iron Man redesigns and different armors you could do on that card back, as well as a Tony Stark, like we're saying here. So yes, I remember the Iron Man card fondly. So this one gets a big hit from me, Rich, and I think Doom Customs is in on your Jubilee wave. Doom Customs, can we get a hit or miss on the Jubilee wave with Jubilee as the Build-A-Figure? Because I think Pixels and Plastic was saying hit to exactly that. Right, next up, moving into the Fantastic Four realm, and quite possibly, correct me if I'm wrong, the first ever technically Marvel villain with Mole Man. Wasn't he like one of the first villains Fantastic Four went up against in the comics back in the day? We have had him.
Yeah, he was the first issue. He was the first issue he appeared in.
There you go. And we have had him in the Hasbro era of Marvel Legends, but it was like the dark days, the Target exclusive waves, not very easy to get. And I think our good friend David Evan Smith, when there was the heat wave in America, his Mole Man took a tumble and cracked into pieces. So at least for David Evan Smith, we need a new Mole Man so we can add it to his collection. But this was one that we could have gotten the Fantastic Four retro card. He was back in the day. We didn't get him in the 10 figures that we got. Maybe he can still be an option. But why did you pair him up with the Thing here, Rich? Interesting.
It's just because I think all the Fantastic Four's looks are very similar to the ones we had on the retro card, like in the animated TV show. They're not much different. So it was either Sue Storm with a new face, because ugly Sue Storm is the ugliest of all Marvel Legend females, or it was the Thing, just because he's more cartoony than what we've got before. And I could find a better high-res version of the Thing than I could of Sue Storm. So that's why I went with the Thing.
That Sue Storm head sculpt is not bad. It's the paint that's terrible. I've got the invisible version, and she looks fine. Mainly because she's invisible.
Yeah, because she's invisible.
I don't mind this. I don't mind this at all. I'd happily add a Mole Man to the collection. The Thing is, it was the best Marvel Legends of 2018. I can tell you that much. That Walgreens exclusive went up for a pretty penny on the aftermarket until they eventually re-released it twice now, I think. There are 3 ways you can get that Thing. But I still think the Walgreens original release is still the best one. Has the wash and the paint and stuff. But another way to get Thing out there isn't a bad way. But I like adding new characters to my collection that I don't have. I don't have a Mole Man. Get some Moloids in there as well. I'd buy a box set of just Mole Man and a crew of Moloids.
And they've got the head ready because that came with the Valeria and Franklin. So you've only got to do a body and then a little tiny body and they're there. And I think the thing with these two as well, with the Iron Man and the Fantastic Four, I think these are the only 2 series on this list that could support like a whole VHS line. So I think like with Spider-Man and X-Men, we got 8 figures in both of those, like X-Men single releases and Spider-Man like with 2 packs. So I think you could do like a year of Iron Man and a year of Fantastic Four, or you could also with these 2 because they were part of the Marvel Action Hour. So they paid the both shows together for like an hour-long segment. So technically you could put an Iron Man and a Fantastic Four figure in a 2-pack, and then you go. That's your year covered then.
I like where your brain's going, because if you remember, Toy Biz did exactly that, where they had the Spider-Man and X-Men mixed up. They had a Fantastic Four. So Toy Biz did that already, where they mixed the shows and gave you a character of each. Something that Hasbro haven't done yet. And Hasbro like a gimmick. Like, I wouldn't be mad at that, especially if they give us characters we actually want from both shows in a 2-pack. I'd rather that than having to buy 2 packs with 2 extra characters I didn't want. So, interesting. I can see Hasbro going in that direction. That's a good shout. Remember, you heard it here first. If Hasbro steal it, we're watching you. Right, next up. Avengers. So, I can see why you went with this one here. So, you've gone for Tigra, And Hawkeye. Now, I already said at the start of the stream, this is one of those cartoons that passed me by. Do not even remember it. Can't even picture it in my head if you told it me. So I cannot really speak on this one. But I know you love Tigra, so you remember it. You watched it.
Yeah, so Tigra was like the teen sidekick of the Avengers, like introduced to it, voiced by the voice of Rogue, Lynn Ozan. And for the kids of today, the thing why Tigra is so important is she was the star of the Rescue Rangers movie, last year's big hit on Disney Plus. So there we go. She was definitely the star, not at all Chip and Dale, but Tigra was in that, in exactly this look from Avengers Unite They Stand. So, you know, it would sell to the modern day children, and the modern day children don't tend to buy figures. So Hasbro, this is right up your street. Make this set. I put Hawkeye in because that was the first picture I found. You could put any other Avenger in, who gives a shit really, but we need Tigra. That's the one we need, is Tigra.
Look, if we go back to the show and I have a little zoom in, all the character designs are like very modernized. They're very like techie and they all look like Iron Man kitted them all out. So yeah.
What with this show, what they did was, it was when Power Rangers was big at the time. So they all had like a morphing sequence where they would get like armor, so like Wasp and Falcon, Vision. Tigra didn't, but everyone else would. And I think this is the show that Scarlet Witch's accent is really off. I think her accent is not good in this show.
I need to actually watch an episode of this now. I want to see the morphing Avengers. It's morphing time, like Hawkeye, Falcon, Vision.
But they couldn't use as well. They couldn't use none of the big Avengers. So I think like Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor all had like their own development deals with other TV things. So I think Captain America shows up in like one episode, and otherwise you just see him in the titles at the beginning. Otherwise they never show up. So they had to like make this squad with these characters.
Very interesting. I like learning and even discovering new things, even all these years later. It's 30 plus years later. But I'm intrigued. I'm genuinely intrigued. It's more interesting than Jay's interesting comment from earlier. That's how interesting it is. But there you go. So a few misses on this one. Mini Plaster Ball versus Sorry Rich. Don't worry, Rich isn't wanting this. He'd take a Tiger though, to be fair.
It's because of Hawkeye. I knew I shouldn't have put Hawkeye. I should have put two Tigers in the set. That's what I should have done.
Two Tigers would have got some hits. Two Tigers would have got some hits. Right, next up. So another show that, as we said, a little bit unfamiliar with, but I do have vague memories of it. Like it's definitely one I remember. I always thought this was Marvel trying to do like they did after the Batman animated series. They had Batman like Beyond or whatever what it was. I always thought this was like Marvel copying that. Like, again, I wasn't reading comics. I didn't know anything that was going on. So I just assumed this was like, oh, Batman has a future version. So Spider-Man has a future version. So I do remember it vaguely, but I wouldn't remember like that character design for High Evolutionary, for example. But here we have Spider-Man and High Evolutionary. So my thoughts on this, Rich, is as much after I've said all of that, I wouldn't mind a Spider-Man in that design on a card or VHS or something like that. Like, I do remember it. Not as fondly, but I remember it. What about you?
Yeah, it is very. I think it was Batman Beyond kind of like inspired this to like be its own take. So it's got like a lot of like different villains, a lot of its own villains as well, and then it's like taking Peter out of New York into like Counter Earth where there's like different things. So it's not a bad watch. It's only 13 episodes. I didn't find it too bad, but yeah, and the design is very Spider-Man 2099 as well. I think it gave with the cape on the back of webs and the color scheme, it very much looks like Spider-Man 2099, even though it is Peter in this suit. So it's kind of like they wanted to keep Peter in to keep the kids watching, but they wanted to like change things up a bit.
Yeah, the world wasn't ready for a new Spider-Man.
I would get a Spider-Man figure. Yeah, I would get a Spider-Man figure in this, but I don't know if I would want anyone else apart from the Spider-Man.
I agree. I'd take a Spider-Man, but I don't really remember anything else from the show. But I'll be interested to go back and watch it now with my adult eyes and fully understanding it was a continuation of the earlier Spider-Man show. Like, never really clocked when I was younger, but I guess just the Spider-Man logos alone being the same, they wanted you to think that. They wanted you to go, oh, you like that Spider-Man? Well, now there's a new Spider-Man. But clearly people didn't, because that only lasted one season compared to the 5 of the Spider-Man prior. So obviously not. Okay, next up. Silver Surfer. And you've went for an interesting pairing here with Pip the Troll. So again, I don't have any memories of the Silver Surfer show, but we don't have a Marvel Legends Pip the Troll. The guy's just appeared in the MCU recently as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if he is on the Legends schedule at some point in 2024. But Pip the Troll, I remember mainly from reading like Infinity Watch when I Infinity Saga and stuff like that. That's how I remember Pip the Troll. So I'd add him to my collection, but I think the character design is vastly different to what's in the comics. But it would be interesting to see. Silver Surfer's always a popular character. We've got him in the Walgreens exclusive wave, then we got him again with Galactus. Still the only 2 ways to get him, so not the 2 most cheapest ways to get him, to be completely honest. So I'm sure people would appreciate it. And I guess they could stylize him a little bit more for the Silver Surfer animated version. Would he be white like this? Or would he still have to be chrome? Still have to be chrome. It's the Silver Surfer. Otherwise, it'll look like Iceman on a surfboard.
He still have to be chrome.
Would you be interested in this, Rich? Why did you pair these 2 together?
I really love Pip the Troll. He's like a great character. Like he appears like all over the place, like in the cosmic universe. But like, I mean, he was part of it. He was like X Factor's receptionist in the like the X Factor investigations run as well. So like he's appeared like bits and pieces everywhere, and he's just like a funny, like sarcastic, like sidekicky little character. But I think as well, like you said, Silver Surfer isn't the easiest figure to get. And I think with the new pinless bodies now, like Silver Surfer is easy because like there's no deco on him at all apart from the silver paint. So like I think if you did the silver thing, put him on his silver surfboard, paired him with, like I put Pip the Troll, but again, there are other characters you could put him with, like Thanos, like Nebula, like Drax we've just had, which is the look he appears in this. From the Moondragon set with Drax, like he appears in this animated TV show. But there's like even like a Frankie Ray Nova you could put, although that might piss people off who bought that Galactus HasLab if you put that in here. But there's other characters you could pair him with, but I just picked Pip the Troll because he's my favourite.
I take it. I don't have a Pip in the collection, another cosmic character that we can add, so I'm game. And like you said, Silver Surfer's a popular guy, and the 2 previous ways, not exactly easy to get, not cheap to get, and there are new pinless options now. I think a fully chromed out pinless Silver Surfer would look very nice for sure. So, and some better effect pieces as well. We haven't really ever got any decent effect pieces for Silver Surfer, so there we go. Just looking at the chat, a few hits for this one. Tariq in the chat says Spider-Man Unlimited is fire. California Red Devil, for some reason, always associates Mist with Donatello. Clearly a mistake. Doom Custom says any Spider-Man is fire. Obligation Reap Mayfex. I think he has to say that every now and then just to get it out of his system. So your boy's got toys. California Red Devil does say hit for this one though. So does Daniel S. He says yes, 100%, absolutely. So interesting. I think people would like to Pip the Troll. People said I think I timed out for a second. Am I good? I think I'm still here. I think I'm good. Usually,
yeah, it's really glitchy for me tonight as well. I'm just like, it's not the best.
I'm trying to look at my my internet seems fine. Nothing's on my end is messing up, so it could just be YouTube. Let's blame YouTube. Stupid YouTube. Right, next up.
Blame YouTube.
The Hulk. Now, I do remember the Hulk. Where's Batman Adam Moran? I'm sure he'd be happy with a Hulk 2-pack, and it makes the most sense, doesn't it, Rich? Hulk and She-Hulk. Very nice. Do you want it?
Oh, 100%. I would get this set. I would be all over this. I loved the Hulk animated TV show. I wish they had done more. And it's like, that was like, I'd never been a big Hulk reader, like of comic books. Like I'd seen him like here and there when he like crossed over with other things. But this is where like I first like watching this, I watched them all, fell in love with She-Hulk as well, and then started reading all the comic books about them. And like the Hulk is a great character. Like I think sometimes he's just like, oh, mindless brute, this is going to be boring. But like the backstory and like the love story with Betty and everything like that, and then you get Jem brought into it, and then you've got like all the like his rogues gallery is really cool as well, like the leader Abomination, people like that. It's just like, again, I think you could probably do a whole series of Hulk as well, just because there's a lot of different characters. But again, the Hulk TV show tended to reflect the comics a lot. So a lot of those characters we've already had. But I think like a cool animated Hulk with like a cheesy, like angry face. And then Jen in this, like, look like she's going on gladiators in this costume. Like, it'd just be like really cool pairing. So I would get these two.
Yeah, she does look like she's about to be a contestant on Gladiators for sure. Red swimsuit style. They bounce between their human forms as well, didn't they, in the show, right? So you could get a 2-pack like we've recently got with Bruce Banner and Hulk, but maybe Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk, I think would be a nice
Ashaholic
touch.
donated
$6.99.
$6.99.
Thank you very much.
What about an animated leader?
$6.99 Canadian dollars. Thank you very much, my friend. What do I always call Canada? There you go. I just said it, didn't I? Canada. Canada is not a place. It's Canada and Canadian, but I mix them together for no reason at all. Thank you very much, Asaholic. Much appreciated. He says, what about an animated leader? Rich was just saying they went along with the comics really well. We did recently, well, I say recently, we have got a Marvel Legends leader, but he's on the gangly body. They could do another one. Why not? But I think for me, from that little brainstorm, I've just convinced myself I want a Jennifer Walters and a She-Hulk 2-pack. That's what I want now. Considering we're getting the Bruce Banner one. Thank you very much. How can I say that name, Rich? Tebigong
101.
Tebigong 101. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm dyslexic as shit, but thank you very much, Tebigong 101, for becoming a channel member, showing some love. Much appreciated. I see you. I appreciate you. Hopefully you're watching live and you got that thank you live in person. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is a huge hit. Huge Hulk hit from Matt Martins as well. Kurt K says, feel like we need a She-Hulk in the Fantastic Four outfit. I just think that's a matter of time, Kurt K. Matter of time. California Red Devil says, can't go wrong with a She-Hulk. Travis B says, we need more classic She-Hulk. So, yeah, a lot of Hulk love for sure, and definitely for Jennifer as well on that one. Right, next.
In this show, yeah. Jennifer's got about like 6 different costumes as well. She's got this one. She's got a classic like a white and purple costume that she wears. Yeah. Then she's got like this like weird black one strap goes down like it's a bit artsy fartsy. So yeah, she does change her costume up quite a bit.
She's a woman. She likes to be fancy. I wear the same outfit every day. I haven't washed my jeans in about a months. Who knows how long?
No.
Have I washed them? No, I've definitely washed them. I think every night if my clothes go missing, it's no, I wash my clothes. I'm just saying my jeans. I don't wash my jeans every week. That's only crazy people do that. But if my clothes go missing, Amanda's put them in the wash. But what I'm saying is girls are fashionable. They wear out multiple outfits. I wear the same thing. I've got about 20 of these T-shirts. I'll take a picture of my drawer if you don't believe me. I don't. I just have this one T-shirt, please. Toon Customs, help me out. I'm joking. He does help me out. I'm going to buy another black T-shirt now. Right, next up, X-Men Evolution. I do remember this. I remember, like, the main characters are, like, characters I wasn't used to seeing from the previous X-Men show. Like, Spike was one of them, wasn't he? Spike was, like, a new made-up guy. He wasn't even in the comics, was he? He had Marrow's power set. It was Spike. I'm not making that up, am I? He had a skateboard, yeah.
He was Storm's nephew.
Yeah, so that's what when I see this logo, that's where my mind goes to. The original X-Men were teachers, right?
Yeah. No, it was Wolverine and Storm were the teachers. Okay. And Jean Grey and Cyclops were the kids.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I'm trying to piece it together in my brain. I do remember it. Not as much as the other one. It was a little bit later. Basically, what they did was Spider-Man. They tried to rejig it, I think, later on after the popularity, but it just didn't catch on. This had more than one season, though, I believe, right?
This ran for, I think, 4 or 5 seasons. And obviously, the big thing from this is that this is where X-23 debuted. So, like Harley Quinn in the Batman series, X-23 debuted here first, and then they brought her into the comic books. And now she's, like quite big, to be fair. She's quite well known.
I think if you're, like, 8 to 10 years older than us, this is your wheelhouse for animated X-Men, because I think even the generation that was born like because we're born at like second half of the 80s, but I think the kids that are born like early 90s are still in that sweet spot where they're there before streaming and the internet took over, so they're still watching cartoons, they're still watching what's on the telly. So I think this is like one of those last generational sort of shows that people will get nostalgic for. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think nostalgia is a thing of, like, in the future. I was talking to Amanda about it earlier. My nephew moves on to stuff so quick. Like, he's never going to have the same attachment to shows that we have, because the new generation coming in just have so much. Like, they don't get enticed and pulled in as deeply as intently as we did. So I think this X-Men Evolution show is definitely on the sort of last sort of end of people's nostalgia when it comes to cartoons and stuff. So I could be completely wrong, but that's just where my brain goes. But I do remember it. And I tell you, a previous co-host of the show who would love some figures from X-Men Evolution. Do you reckon Brandon would like some of these?
He would love them. That's why I went with Wolverine, because I knew we would want a Wolverine. Because I think like you said, there's people like Spike, there's Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Storm, like the bad guys as well. Rogue's got a really good look in it as well. There's another character in it that shouldn't be in it, but otherwise, it's a really good show.
Is that Miss Pride? Is it that Shadow Cat?
Oh, don't say her name, Dan. Don't say her name.
There was already Brandon emojis in the chat before I even went there, so people were on the same wavelength of me. There he is! Brandon's actually in the chat. Of course he's lurking. He must have heard. He's like, as soon as we started talking about it, he had like a little shiver, a little sixth sense. He goes, oh, what's that? Someone's talking about X-Men Evolution. I want some Marvel Legends. There he is. Look at him. Channel member for supporting the channel even when he's not here. Thank you so much, Brandon. He says, shout out to X-Men Evolution. There you go. Amanda
I think your missus is in the chat as well.
Why does she do this to me? Amanda, I'm live on YouTube. Leave me alone. She says, I might need a lift home. I'm busy. After the show. I might be streaming next from my car as I go and pick up my missus from wherever she is. She just went out drinking. I've got no sympathy. No sympathy. Right, message me after. Right, back to X-Men Evolution. Right, next up. Here we go. You saved the best till last, Rich. You saved the best till last. Right, people, let me just get on my little soapbox, my little pedestal here. I don't want to shout, so I don't want to peak the microphone. But Hasbro, right? Listen to me, right? I know you're lurking. You like lurking. Listen to me. Come here. Come close. Come close, all right? Where the hell is Chameleon? Chameleon, come on, Hasbro. Look at all these retro cards. Glorious, 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 glorious. Glorious retro cards. Even, do you know what? Even the VHS cards are very nice. Tier 1 character design that is unique to the animated show that we have yet to have recreated in action figure form in this new modern era. It's fucking Chameleon.
Madam Web?
And Madam Web. And Madam Web, she's up there. But Chameleon has to be next. I've already publicly came out and said if we do not get Chameleon announced in retro or card back or what, that's the same thing. Put it on a fucking retro card. That's what I'm basically telling you. I will give up YouTube. I'll give up. I'm off. I'm just out. I just give up. I just can't do it anymore. We need a Chameleon on a retro card. It's the missing piece, at least for me. Selfishly, I'm talking for myself, not for anyone else. But I hope everyone else feels the same way. We absolutely need a Chameleon. And you've paired him up with Spider-Man. Everyone loves the opportunity to buy another Spider-Man. I think we need an animated style Spider-Man, but on the bigger body, especially after my review. Yeah. My review with Peter Parker. The 60th anniversary body they used for the animated look is too short. And I do think the Spider-Man from this show is a little bit buffer, a little bit more athletic build. Because they tried to make him cool. That's why he didn't wear glasses in the show, because they wanted him to be cool or some nonsense like that. He's fine. He was good, but I still like Peter Parker. But anyway, for the animated show, he needs to be a bit bigger. So there's an opportunity to fix that wrong. But Chameleon, and everybody in the chat, Rich, literally every single person, not one solid person. If they are, I'm ignoring them. But everybody is saying hit on this one. Absolutely everybody. Yes, lots of hits from me. Rich, I'm hogging the mic. Any thoughts on this? Do we need Chameleon?
Yeah, we do, but I think the most we need is Spider-Man, because it's weird having a Spider-Man wave of VHSs without a regular-looking Spider-Man in it. Because at least with the X-Men, you've got half the team. Like, we've got a symbiote Spider-Man, which he wore in one episode for, like, 30 seconds. Like, this version is the one we need. And I think with that previous retro card version being on, like, it was, like, an exclusive one in America, so not everyone got it. I think it was a store exclusive.
It was a Walmart exclusive.
So to get this on Walmart, that's it. So to get this on like wide release and put it on one of the newer bodies, update, paint the web lines on it, go all out, go on Hasbro. Like this would be a great figure to get. And I think paired it with a Chameleon, you can like swap the head, swap everything with it. It would be a good 2-pack to end. And why they've said that those were the 4 for this year, they haven't said there's never going to be any again. Like when the X-Men one ended, they just said it was on pause, even though I don't think we're going to get X-Men ones with these like X-Men 97 now about, so we're going to get them going forward. But there's no Spider-Man TV show yet. So this would be, if you're going to do next year a wave of all different animated TV shows, why not cap it with this one? And then you would be happy, I would be happy, the universe would be happy, Dan,
I will promise to shut up. I promise to shut up about it because I realise I'm a broken record at this point, all right? But I don't care. It's my channel. I can say what I want, and I want a retro carded Chameleon. When I did predict that it was going to be Chameleon and Peter Parker in this set, so I was 50% right. And my first thought was like, oh no, not Chameleon. But then my second thought was like, that's because they're saving Chameleon for a retro card, which is the preferred way I'd want him released. So there's still hope. There's still hope. So happy I got Peter. I'll take it as a VHS. But Chameleon deserves to be on a retro card with his buddies on the wall. An opportunity to put in some interchangeable heads for characters that you don't feel confident will get a full figure. Like you can give us you could give us like a comic accurate Eddie Brock head and a Flash Thompson and like Robbie from the Daily Bugle. Do you know, like give us character head sculpts that like a Felicia Hardy, even though I'd like a Felicia Hardy completely on her own. Do you know what I mean? Use this as an opportunity to give us head sculpts, animated accurate head sculpts, just like we just got with Peter Parker, that we can then use in other places. Like we've got an animated Venom, so give us an Eddie Brock. Give us a Flash as well. Why not? Flash was in it. He wasn't Venom in it, but you know, I'm just throwing a few random characters out there. But who was that girl?
Well, it's not. You wouldn't.
Go on.
You wouldn't need them many other accessories with Chameleon, would you? So
No.
you could spend the money on just giving us like extra heads. That would be cool.
He's wearing his belt and just extra heads. Pack it with heads. Lots of heads. Like there's a comic book cover where Chameleon's sitting on a throne, right? And there's heads all around him. We have said multiple times, you could release Chameleon as a deluxe and just pack it with heads and apology heads. Any shit Marvel Legend heads you've gave us in the past.
Apology.
Honestly though, any shit Marvel Legend heads you've given us in the past, make wrong or right by packing them in with Chameleon. Just think of all the upgrades. That recent Black Widow we've got, in my review, I actually showed an image of how you could upgrade 3 of your previous Black Widow figures. In regards to the head sculpts, not so much the bodies, but the head sculpts are a big improvement with the digital face printing tech, even for the comic characters. So imagine a pack of heads that you could instantly upgrade tons of your figures on the shelf. I'd feel like the value was there. Just think a custom head sculpt is, how much is a custom head sculpt? About £30 painted minimum. Do you know? I'm just saying.
More than that.
Exactly, that's my point though. That's my point. So imagine Chameleon being packed in with like 10 different heads. There's value there, I think. So it's an idea.
They would never give you 10.
Not.
They'd give you maybe 2 if you're lucky.
I know. But you know what I'm saying. Again, a man can dream. But I don't think it's that far of a dream or far-fetched of a dream to want a Chameleon on this animated style. And again, at this point, I take it on a VHS again with a Spider. I take it exactly like this, like Rich says. Spider-Man is always worthy of getting a re-release out there, and they still haven't got the perfect Spider-Man yet. They're getting close. They're getting better. There's no doubts that they're not improving. Like the 60th anniversary Spider-Man's very nice. The Renew Your Vows Spider-Man is very nice. Are they the best Marvel Legends representation of Spider-Man? Arguably, yes, they are. But is it the perfect, ultimate, be-all, end-all, best they could ever give us Spider-Man? No, of course not. There's always room for improvement. So like Rich said, give us the sculpted web lines, paint them. Just saying. Make sure it's the same height as Peter Parker. Just saying. Anyway, I'll get off my podium. I'll get off my soapbox. I clearly am super biased for this. Any final thoughts on Chameleon and Peter Parker there? Or Spider-Man?
I just think it would be a good set. Like if you are gonna do like, and why not go back and do themes we've already done? Like I mean, I that's why I left the X-Men set off the list, because obviously they were single packs, and I think we do need Gambit and Rogue, but I think if you did it as a double pack, it would muck up the rest of the display. So they'd have to be like single packs if you did them. But I just think this is like, you know, if you're gonna carry these animated things as Pulse exclusives in these boxes where you don't tend to need the blister cards. You know, these are all good ideas. So, yeah, write it down. Write it down, Hasbro.
I think when these were first revealed, I was mad at them because I knew they were replacing retro cards as we moved into this plastic-free era. But now that both of these are on the table again, I don't have that same hatred I had towards these, because I don't feel like they're cop-blocking my retro cards anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a good analogy, though. You know what I mean? Like, when these existed...
Yeah,
you get what I mean? So, like... So now these ain't cop blocking my retro cards, and they can both exist in the same world. I'm fine with them continuing this theme, and like you said, there's plenty of options here. And again, that's the way they can give us animated, accurate characters So plenty of shows to do it from. So if you are watching this on the replay or you're watching this live now, over 100 people, I don't expect 100 comments, but please, in the comments of this video, give us what 2-pack you would do. Out of any of these cartoons from the 90s, if you could do a cartoon-themed 2-pack with 2 animated, accurate characters from that show in a 2-pack, like the VHS Spider-Man card back, what would they be? What would they be? Let me know in the comments.
And X-Men Evolution fans, I'm watching you all. You type that name, you will be banned, right? Just let you know now.
Yeah, you're talking to Abnugler and Craig down there. 100 likes, keeps them down the well, people. But there you go. Let me know in the comments, all right? You can write it in the chat right now, but put it in the comments. Let the conversation continue even after the fact, because it's about that time where me and Rich are going to sort of sign off. And we are going to... Oh, there's Rich. No, it's still there. We're going to sign off and go over to Dan Who Extra. So again, if you don't know, people, Dan Who Extra is the brand new after show that me and Rich are doing every single week after this one, where you can jump on as a guest. So if you are part of the Who Crew Deluxe channel membership tier, you can literally come on right now with me and Rich and talk. We are probably going to talk about I'm not going to lie, like, we're probably going to mention this. Probably going to talk about that. So if you want to hear our unsolicited thoughts, because there's going to be a lot of swearing on this new Turtle layer, then I think maybe the Super Turk 5000 could join us as well, the co-host of Turtles and Tea. But yeah, become a channel member at the Who Crew Deluxe tier. I know a few of you have, and we will be discussing that and continue the Marvel Legends conversation after the fact as well, all right? We're going to end the poll to get out of here. The poll is, which is the best VHS Spider-Man set? And winning, with a decent gap as well, it is 38%. It is Doc Ock and Aunt May. Second place in 28% is Peter Parker and Smythe. 21% is Lady Jane and Green Goblin. And with only 13% is the symbiote Spider-Man and Carnage, which I agree with that order. I think the chat have chose wisely there. Do you agree with them, Rich?
Yeah, that's a fair order. I think
that's a fair order. Yeah, I agree. Right, so I'm ending the poll, and I'm going to end this stream. All right, so if you want to come and continue the conversation, me and Rich will be continuing this live conversation, this live chat over on Dan Who Extra. But in case you can't, for whatever reason, it's absolutely fine, no obligation. Rich, tell the people where they can find you online.
You can find me at Displayed Once on Instagram, where you can see more of my drunken purchases. What will I buy next week, Drag? Who knows?
I told you, just every week now, you're going to see another cardboard cutout in the background. Just of random, they're not even from X-Men now, just random movie people and everything. But yes, please go and subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. The word of the day, Rich, could be cartoons.
Cartoons? Yeah. Cartoon. Oh, yeah, cartoons.
That would do.
VHS.
Okay, there you go. Word of the day is VHS. So please, in the comments of this video, if you're watching the replay, go and write the 2 characters you would love to see in a VHS box set, or just simply write VHS, all right? 3 letters. 3 letters. It helps the algorithm. Hit that like button and come and join us on the after show. We'll see you there in like 2 minutes, all right? See you on that one. Bye-bye. Hit that join button.
Bye.
Become a channel member. Who Crew Deluxe. Otherwise, you can't hear us talking about you.
Deluxe and above, and then you can hear all our unfiltered thoughts on everything. Oh, that Brandon. Oh,
we do bitch about a lot of people as well. So if you want to hear what we're bitching about, I'm just saying. It could be you.
It's mostly Dan. Everyone.
It is mainly me, yeah. And Brandon, that pesky Brandon. Right. See you there. Bye-bye.